The UFC can do something absolutely wild right now. Not just one big event, two cross-divisional legacy-defining super fights that, if booked smartly, would set the sport on fire and change the narrative for a whole generation. Picture this: Alex Pereira, fresh off reclaiming the light heavyweight title, climbs to heavyweight to challenge Tom Aspinall, the undisputed heavyweight champion. And on the other side, Islam Makhachev, after moving up and chasing another belt, collides with Ilia Topuria, the new lightweight king. Both matchups are drama, styles and legacy all in one. I'll explain how each path makes sense, give you the exact timeline that puts these fights in play, and break down how the fights would look stylistically and why the UFC should absolutely make this happen. On October 4, 2025 at UFC 320, Alex Pereira reclaimed the light heavyweight crown with a brutal first-round finish of Magomed Ankalaev. That quick reclaim instantly changed the options on the table for him. He's sitting at the top of light heavyweight again, and the momentum is undeniable. Meanwhile, Tom Aspinall sits atop the heavyweight division as the undisputed champion after being promoted in June 2025, and he's got a title defense booked at UFC 321 on October 25, 2025. On a separate track, Ilia Topuria captured the lightweight title on June 28, 2025. Islam Makhachev has already vacated the lightweight strap to chase a welterweight opportunity and is scheduled to challenge Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322 on November 15, 2025. Those are the anchor dates that make the two super fight narratives realistic on a clear timeline. Now let's map the first pathway, Pereira to Aspinall. Alex Pereira is one of the most dangerous offensive fighters in the sport. Elite timing, a fight-finishing left, and a weird combination of striking creativity born in kickboxing, but brutally effective in MMA. He's been a two-division star already, and after that dominant October 4 performance, the obvious question is what else is left to prove? The only thing that truly elevates legacy beyond belts in two divisions is stepping into a completely different sphere, heavyweight. It's high risk, but the reward is instant immortality if done right. Tom Aspinall is the type of heavyweight who makes moving up feel plausible. He's not a lumbering big man, he's fluid, athletic, fast for the division. And he's already got the belts and finishes resume that commands attention. He earned undisputed status in mid-2025 and the world is waiting to see him defend. That contrast is cinematic. Pereira's thigh kick and punch combinations versus Aspinall's speed, timing, and heavy metal finishing power. Pereira's October 4 win gives him a window. Aspinall's undisputed defense is October 25. The UFC could conceivably run Pereira at heavyweight after the autumn stretch, give him one big fight or an interim tune-up, then platform a spring or summer blockbuster where he challenges Aspinall. Because Aspinall now has an official undisputed defense, the UFC won't shortchange him. But after that defense, the timing lines up perfectly for a spring pay-per-view. From a narrative angle, Pereira's move is vertical. Reclaim light heavyweight, then chase the biggest possible legacy jump. From the business angle, it's huge. Brazil versus England. Styles and the surreal image of Pereira walking to the cage in heavyweight gloves. Stylistically, this is pure theater. Pereira brings precision, counter timing, and violent counters. Aspinall brings size, speed, and a finishing instinct that heavyweights rarely possess together with technical footwork. So how do you win? Pereira would have to neutralize the wrestling and takedown chain that heavier guys threaten. He'd need to keep the fight upright, use angles, and land the big lefts that finished Ankalaev. Aspinall's path is classic. Use movement to close distance, tire and pin Pereira, then unleash heavy bombs or short-range combinations. The variables are irresistible. Pereira's shot versus Aspinall's motor. Pereira's chin versus Aspinall's raw power. The worst part for fans, it's not a one-dimensional mismatch. Stylistically, it's coherent and competitive. Exactly the kind of super fight that creates tentpole pay-per-view numbers. Now the second pathway, Makhachev to Topuria. This one is delicate but irresistible. Islam Makhachev vacated the lightweight title in mid-May 2025 to pursue welterweight and is booked against Jack Della Maddalena on November 15, 2025. Ilia Topuria, meanwhile, won the vacant lightweight championship on the 28th of June 2025. That sequence puts both names at the top of their respective stories. The user's exact dream is Islam beating Della and then facing Topuria, which is absolutely possible, but it requires careful booking because Makhachev already vacated lightweight to go up. So how do you make Islam versus Topuria happen without rule breaking? There are three clean options the UFC can use. First off would be a catchweight super fight. Book the fight at a catchweight, let's say 165 pounds. Neither man defends a belt, it's a legacy fight. Topuria is now the lightweight king and Islam would be a new welterweight contender. You sidestep belts and sell pure pound-for-pound bragging rights. This is promotional gold. The winner stakes a claim as the best fighter in the world, independent of division. Now the second possibility would be that Topuria moves up. Topuria could accept a jump to 170 for a blockbuster with Islam. It's risky for Topuria on a physical level, but the upside, a mega fight and a massive payday. That could be realistic if he wants to chase the biggest challenges. Or number 3, Islam returns to 155. It is less likely because if Islam does lose at 170 or wants to reclaim his old title, he could return down the ladder to challenge Topuria legitimately for the lightweight title. Given that he vacated the belt to chase bigger goals, this is a less probable but narratively clean path. Now let's do the stylistic breakdown. Makhachev is elite control, pressure grappling, and minimalist striking that punishes mistakes. Topuria is the opposite. Explosive, violent knockout power, inside combinations, and an iron chin. On paper, it's a chess match of pressure wrestling versus explosiveness and precision. Topuria will try to keep it on the feet, create pockets to land haymakers, and use explosive entries to prevent prolonged clinch grappling. Makhachev will hunt legs, chain takedowns, and grind until the finish. The psychology is also fascinating. Two very different approaches to dominance and both carry pound-for-pound credibility. If Islam beats Jack and Topuria remains the absolute top of 155, the fight is not only possible, it's a must-see for any fan interested in legacy. Let's talk about why the UFC should do both fights. Number 1, legacy wins. Pereira versus Aspinall and Makhachev versus Topuria are headline fights that create instant historical narratives. Number 2, calendar fit. Pereira's October 4 win and Aspinall's October 25 defense leave windows the UFC can exploit in early 2026. Number 3, market diversity. Brazil, UK, Dagestan, Spain, or Georgia. International audiences, pay-per-view buys, and stadium potential. Number 4, stylistic balance. Both fights deliver contrast. Striker versus technical striker. Grappler versus hybrid knockout artist. That's the type of two-fight doubleheader you can stack across 2 pay-per-views and still expect massive interest. Now, the UFC's job here isn't just to match athletes, it's to build mythology. Pereira walking to heavyweight to challenge Aspinall is a camera-ready moment. Islam chasing Topuria, whether at a catchweight or via a weight class return, is the kind of elite, pound-for-pound chess match that defines eras. Book them smart, space them out so each fight gets its promotional oxygen, and you have 2 events that don't just sell pay-per-views. They become the fights mixed martial arts historians point to years from now.